Woke up this morning. I've got the chat here. I don't know who's in. So morning all. Anybody that I missed, I apologise. So morning Peter, Colin, Kevin, Michael, Leslie, David, Martin, Nick. That's everybody I can see at the moment. So good morning. It's Saturday. It's nearly 10 o'clock and we're nearly starting again. On the dreaded vase. Morning Elena. Morning James, Simon, Four Kings, Mad Mike. Morning, morning. And anybody that I've missed, good morning. I've been messing around this morning because the camera went down and the camera's now up. Morning, Mark. Morning, Fred. Morning, Bob. Oh, good evening, Bob. Melbourne, Australia. Morning, Robert. Morning, Tony. Morning, 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 Colin King. You're game for a laugh, so am I. Morning, Derek. Morning, Hans from Sweden. Morning, Roger. Morning, Brian. Good luck today. Yeah. Morning, Stuart. The project's changed a little. Well, it hasn't changed a little. The finish is changing a little. Morning, Clive. Morning, Leona. Mark, will I be finished by 12? Morning, Paul. Mark, I intend to be finished by 11:30 or before. We'll see. Hi, Stephen. Where's me mug? Well, Michael, here are the mugs. Look at that. Nice, shiny mugs. We've had a new stock of Oliver's wood-turning mugs in. We gave them out when I first started Oliver's wood-turning. So I've just had 1,000 done, and these will be going out with orders. We'll even throw in a tea bag so you can have a cup up. So they're just in, hot off the press. Nice mugs. So they're on there on display. So Michael, in answer to your question, is sitting right there, your mug. Not your mug, the mugs are sitting right there. Or maybe. Michael's a mug. Who knows? Morning, Trevor. Morning, Mark. Morning, John. Oh, new dust extractor. That sounds good. Morning, Leslie. Well, you never know. I might be finished in about 5 minutes. Who knows? Morning, Brian. Morning, Mick. You didn't get a mug, Derek, because they weren't here then. Morning, Pat. Congratulations on getting your piece into the show. Very smart. I think Helen's looked better. Lady H's piece of work looked better. Very nice. I don't think any of my work will ever make that. Unless I get turning again and do a few different things. Morning, Brian. Right. So, we're at 10 o'clock. You're here. I'm here. So, the mugs are not second, Michael. They're brand new. Morning, Andrew. So, we've got a little change. We've not got big change, just a little change. The dreaded vase. The dreaded vase has been stuck up. I couldn't find any castamite, so I epoxied it together. And I've got a bit of overspill of epoxy on the joint, which is going to be visible. I'm going to turn a bit of it away and sand it up. And my idea originally was to use unicorn spit as water-based dye so you see the grain through it. So, alas. Oh, morning Mike Walt. Are you still on holiday? Morning Dutch Turner. Morning Phil. I'm saying mornings go along. So, what we're going to do is we're going to paint the piece with another new product that I've introduced. We're setting up an art supply thing on Oliver's Woodturning, because when I go out and buy art stuff, I'm diving off here, diving off there, diving off everywhere. So we've got this range of Montana gold and crackle effect and glitter effect paint. So we're going to be using the crackle effect paint. Problem: crackle effect paint, when you put your base coat down, it's got to dry for 45 minutes. We ain't going to stand here watching paint dry for 45 minutes. Morning Kevin. Morning Neil. So, we're going to use the magic air dryer and see how it works. I've tested it on a piece. It looks okay, so it will give you the effect. So that's the plan. If we can hold the vase together, get the end out, tidy up the base, tidy up the inside, and we're going to try that. Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the end out, tidy up the base, give it a spray, put some paint on it, and then clean up the inside. Not the best way to do it, because you want to let the paint dry, but we're improvising. Morning John. So without further ado, let's go to the overhead camera and you can see the dreaded vase. Let me just adjust that camera. It's obviously got knocked. There we go. There we go. You should be in full frame now. Full frame of the dreaded vase. Here is where I can see the epoxy that's overlapped the joint. Now I can get in there with a small tool and tidy it up. I don't want to weaken this joint. It should only be overspill here. So I'm going to start and get rid of that cone first. Once the cone has gone, I'll bring the towel stock up. Little tool in here just to get rid of the worst of this. Give it a quick wipe over, make sure she's sanded right on the outside, and then we'll spray. This is the plan. After we've sprayed, we'll tidy up the inside of the cone here, because that's the piece that people are going to see and wood turners are going to touchy-feely. And then we'll apply the crackle effect paint, turn it around, tidy up the bottom of the base, hold it up. There's a completed vase, hopefully. But we'll say hopefully at the moment. So I think for the beginning, let's come to a, oh, that one there, side on camera. So we're going to come into here. This is what should have happened last week. Now, if this breaks off, as I go into there, and I've tested it, and it didn't look like it was going to break off, but if it breaks off, then I think we will give up on the vase or use Smurf poo or something. So we've just got to come in here with the parting tool and just get rid of this cone. So then we're down into the hollow. So I just want to turn the lathe down, safety glasses on. I don't think she's going anywhere. Turn the lathe on, turn it up. And you can see she's slightly out. Now we've already trued it once, so we haven't got a lot to play with to true it again. So I think we'll have to live with slightly out just for the demo. Under normal conditions, I wouldn't live with slightly out. This would be scrapped and start again. But I'm hoping that I can get in there and just part that off. So if I can find my parting tool again, yeah. What I'm going to do is just round this off to give us a chance as we come in. Just going to come in here and just slightly. This vase was never going to be perfect after it all started going wrong. It's just a demo piece and just taking light cuts in to true up the cone so I can get in there. So far so good. It lasted longer than last week, so that's pretty good. And I'd just like to say, last week no cats were harmed in the demo. Little Lucky the cat is still alive and well and running about. And there's no shavings on the floor for the cat to mess on, so. These are just very gentle cuts to get in here. I'm just making a clearing to get in with the parting tool. And I think what I will do, looking at this, just get in there. Should get in there okay. I am going to pop the steady on. Now, because we've sanded, popping the steady on creates another little set of problems because we could mark the neck of this designer piece. So what I might do is grab a bit of masking tape. This is not the best masking tape. Let me just go and find another reel of masking tape. What's that one? Thinner. Right, so if you get masking tape and you're not sure of its tackiness, just put it on your clothes or something and take a bit of the tack out of it. So I'm just going to move that steady out of our way. Come round here. I'm going to put a couple of layers of masking tape where the wheels are on. I'll be able to sand out or turn out any real marks. Detack the tape. Put this on here. I'm not going to grip it up tight. It just might help it make run a little truer. So a bit of tape on there. Bring the wheels in. Put the clamp in. It would be just where I put the tape. I've got a cross member to my lathe. There we go. Bit of fiddling. Come on. Let's go that way. Struggling to get me. That's it. There's a little bar, crossbar in the way. Once I get that done up a bit, I'll be able to just move it well, won't it? Somewhere there. And now I can just clamp that down. It's all rested in my way, everything's in my way. Oh, blimey.
Can't leave you alone for 5 minutes, can I?
Now, you're in for a rare treat. Because Joe, the teacher, has made an appearance. I didn't think he'd be making any more appearances once he went back to work. I just want to turn that by hand to make sure she's doing what she wants to do, steadying it without causing me any problems. I'll turn the speed down, turn it on. Okay. So the bottom's not too far out. This top bit is a long way out. If we come back overhead, you can see it. So what I'm going to try and do is just try and trim the outside of this top. I'll take the cone out first. I can get in there. Decisions. I used to know what I was doing I think. So, into here, parting tool into here, and let's just see if we can just get in here and part this cone out. Just going in really light with the parting tool, because we're a little bit out. Under normal conditions you wouldn't be this far out. Let's come side on so you can see there. We wouldn't be this far out, you can see now, because the base would have stuck first time, trimmed it up, job done. But oh no, that wasn't to happen. So it's just a 2mm slim parting tool. I'm just trying to take in here. I'm just taking the cone down slowly but surely. We're just coming into here. I hope everybody's got their fingers crossed. The problem is, because of the oscillation, the tip of the tool's trying to move. That's better. And what I've done is I've used an over grip.
Did the wood move that much?
No, I don't think it's the wood. I think the movement has come from the second stick up. You wouldn't normally do 2 stick ups. And when you put the base back in, we had a little flange to pick it up on. And I think where I've sanded it to get the glue off, I just finally scraped the old glue off to get it on. It's opened that joint up just a fraction. So we're tad off. But look here, I can see that it's...
You're not overhead, so you're not helping.
Alright, let's go overhead. You can see here that it's just slightly out. Now, I think I left it at 10mm to start with, to play with. And we trimmed it all up last week, so we're down to around about 7-8mm. If this is a mil out, that might take 2mm off of it. We could be getting down to 6 or 4mm, and I don't want to risk going through the side of it. So I'm just gonna tidy the top up. I'm just making overlapping cuts. I can't afford for it to bind up. I'm spinning quite slowly, 400 RPM. Now just real light cuts now, because I can tell that I'm coming down somewhere near where this middle's going to come out. So I'm just taking light cuts. Now when I say I'm taking overlapping cuts, if we come overhead, all you're doing is literally coming in here like that, coming over a step, so the second cut overlaps the first, and then I'm taking a third cut and overlapping like that, and like that, literally backwards and forwards, giving myself a nice wide opening in here. So I'm just going to get this tool rest round a little bit, as close as I can. There, it's all locked down, and I think that I'm nearly down to the drill hole. That's what I think. Don't mean I am. Right, there we go. I can just see us breaking through now, so I can stop there. Wasn't talking, I was concentrating. Oliver was concentrating on what he was doing. That shows it was desperate. So I'll come here, and that is ready to come out. The cone has gone, and we've now got the hollow into the vase, which we will tidy up, and I'm going to tidy that up after. So we'll get rid of our cone for a minute. We may use that in a bit to reverse to take the bottom off. Now what I am going to try and do, attempt to do, he says, attempt, is just to come in and see if I can tidy up this neck a little bit, because it is a long way out. So this is going to be a design opportunity. We're changing the design just slightly. I don't want to change it much. So I'm just going to come in, just pick the tool up just slightly on a cut. I might just come the other way. These are very fine cuts. You'll be able to see there. Just trying to make the best out of a bad situation, really. That's got that there, so we've got a flat. Now what I'm going to try and do, I've got a sharp enough tool, drop the tool rest down a little bit, and then just pick up that edge and blend it into this funnel. It's only the outside. I just want it to look so it's not obvious to the untrained eye that it all went wrong. These are just real light cuts. Just raise the handle as I go. Right. It's getting there, it's not quite. And I think what I'm going to do is just sharpen the tool quickly to make sure she's ultra sharp. Just to clean this in, and then we're going to blend it with a little bit of sanding. Get that onto there, won't take a second. Joe's messing around with the camera. We didn't have this problem before, did we?
No, I didn't trust you.
Right.
So I got it.
Okay, so
Oh, that's not good.
Joe's messing with the camera. Just you didn't get any of that problem last week.
Oh, you had every other problem last week.
Now you can see that sharp tool made a real difference.
Yeah, that might be good.
And I'm just bringing this in. To blend that into there, like so. Now with a bit of 80 grit on here, I'm just going to bring this around and blend that out of true in. Round that top over a little bit. Now if I have a look at that, it physically looking this way doesn't look too sad. I know it's fractionally out because when I'm spinning it I can see that, but when I tidy up the inside here, that should make a difference. Now plans change all the time. What I'm going to do is just tidy this inside up a little bit now. So I'm bringing the tool rest round to the inside. I'll get rid of my elbow stabber. Elbow stabber out. And now I'm just going to come in down the side here. Get me way. And just see if I can tidy up the inside just a bit. So we need to be, we're on end on. So, just going to pick this up. Just trying to follow the shape of the outside on the inside. I'm just moving the tailstock out of the way, that's in the way. And I've got a camera that we're not using in my way, so I'm just going to fold that up in the air so it's not affecting my arm. That's up out of the way. There, so I've cleared myself a bit of space. Now I can come back in and just slowly take a cut on the inside. Rubbing the back. We've dropped the camera. Let's come back overhead for a minute. No, we dropped all cameras. We're back live, okay. We lost the camera. We got a camera back. So, I'm just adjusting this tool rest around a little bit to get into here. I want to be cutting on centre. And what I've got to do is turn it by hand to make sure the tool rest doesn't foul on the inside of the rim. And I've got to get a bit out the bottom so it flows in, because that's what people are going to see. I can tell where the thickness is about right, so to about 2/3 of the way down, and it's this last bit of the funnel that I'm now going to slowly try and take out. Got my tool rest. I've got to trade off with the height of my tool rest to the internal of the funnel, otherwise I'm a long way over the tool rest, which I don't really want to do. And again, we're only spinning slow, about 500 RPM. I've just got to pick this up now. Just stopping and checking somewhere around there, about the right sort of thickness. I'm just getting the waste wood off first. We need that corner off, and then I'll try and do a passing cut. To level it all out. Now if I go through the side of the rim here, I really will join the funnel club. Get it? Funnel club. Right, okay. Just see if you was awake this morning. So now I just want to do a nice gentle cut, back of the bevel, handle forward. Just taking out any bumps now as I come down. Check that again. Yeah, that's not too sad. I've got a little bump here, so it's another, just one more cut, one more cut. There we go. So that's now got us into there, flying round with the sort of curve that we've got on the outside. So I can now just sand this. Just quickly, I'm not going to mess around too much, but a little bit. Chuck that extractor on for us, Joe, and reach it. I've just asked Joe to chuck the extractor on. I don't know if he can get to it. I've got a pallet load of mugs in the way. Michael. So, that's it, that's the rim. Now I'll just quickly whip down a couple of grits here, I'm not going to go too far. Now we've got the main of it done. That was a bit of 120, we started with 80 because I didn't have an house brick handy. Otherwise I would have started with house brick. Oh, the glass gate needs pulling open. I thought it's a bit dusty with the extractor on. Glass gate was shut. That's better. Round out. Now I'll just sand this round here. Don't forget, when you're painting, whatever paint it is, the marks will show up. So you want to get rid of any marks. Last one, that was 240. I'm just going to stop at 320, which would be good enough for this. Just supporting the other side all the time with my other hand. Sand down the bottom of the piece to make sure. There, and I can just put a little mark in there to get rid of that. It's the funnel that people are going to look down, so you want that looking right. Just have a look. Alright, under normal conditions that would get a bit more sanding, but we're not going to worry about that. Now, I want to get into it just to tidy that glue off so it looks like it all forms into one. And to do that, I've got to let the steady off. And because the steady won't go over this funnel, I've actually got to take the steady off the lathe. There. No rash movements. Now I can bring my tool rest down. Move me controller. Tool rest down so I'm on the other side where the steady will be. And I can pop my steady back on. Oh. If you was on overhead there, you've got headache. I've just hit it with the steady.
People are banging on about stickers now. Apparently you've got to start sending them out.
Stickers.
Stickers with the mugs would be a great idea, apparently.
Stickers with the mugs. We could do stickers with the mugs. If any of you have got stickers and you want to send them in and we'll stick them on the Oliver's wood-turning board.
You're getting one from BB already.
So we'll do that.
New sprays.
Yeah, that's what we're going to use today. Joe's just noticed new sprays.
Oh, Banksy in the house.
So, line that back up to where we were. Tighten the steady down. Bring that onto there. Make sure that's going to turn. Turn the speed down. Turn her up. She's okay. So now what I've got to do is come in and just get rid of some of this overspill of glue and just position me tool rest so I don't catch it on me chuck. A little bit higher. I'm going to come in right on the centre here. Turn the piece by hand, make sure we're free. Now if I come overhead, well, I bash my camera. Might be a better view. It's
right, we'll try and turn.
there. You should see that now. And what I've got is a little detailed spindle gouge.
What will you turn?
It's ground to 25 degrees to a point. I've got a long bevel.
You turn that bit.
And I can come in now. Joe's going to adjust the camera yet some more. I can come in now here with the bevel rubbing on the side and just come in on the tip and cut away some of this overspill of epoxy. So, turn the speed up a little bit. We're around about 500 still. Bevel rub. Just going to come in here. And this is purely just to remove a little bit of the overspill of epoxy. Now, this is where I need my glasses on. Just checking. I just want this to look as neat as possible in this edge. A little bit more. Come in the other way, follow the curve round. And I'm just trying to shake the glue round to match the wood. That's got it. Right, that's got that. So, oh, there's a little bit there. Just a little bit more. Famous one more cut. I'm not cutting any wood here, I'm just literally taking off this epoxy that's spilled out. That's got it. And now what we'll do is we'll just get a bit of sandpaper in there. I'm just going to change the shape of this little base bit a little bit. Actually, because I think that's a bit sharp. So I'll just roll the gouge over as I come down. Back to my little detail tool just to get in there. There. Now we'll have a bit of sandpaper on it. Let's tidy up that joint. So far so good, it's still holding together. Just going to come in with a bit of 120 here, move the extractor over. Ooh, right on it. And I'm just sanding in here just to blend that in. What's that?
Michael, it's holding, lads. Boo!
Nasty Michael. I'll have to send you up some of this for your goblets. I could market that, couldn't I? A Mike Walt goblet repair kit. So same as before, because the paint's changed now, the finish has changed, we're just going to come in and sand this to 320. Get the paper in the corner. Paper's folded. Paper's folded. I'm just using the folded edge to get right into that corner. Move it around as I go. That was the 240, just the 320 now, just in here. And I'll bring this out a bit further, over sand the last bit to make sure that we're okay. That looks fine, so the joint's done. So now what we've got to tackle is any damage that's been caused by our steady going on after sanding. So I'll just get rid of the steady. Oh, I can't do that, can I? It's too big. Nearly forgot, nearly took the top off.
John's just said you could sell it, but Mike would be clamouring for royalties.
Yeah, we'll do a deal, Mike. Mike Walk Goblet Repair Kit. Only available from Oliver's Woodturning. We'll just put a couple of 6-inch nails in it. There we go. Right, that's me steady out of the way. Bang! Joe thinks he's being funny. He don't realise the pain I've gone through.
Joe doesn't think he's being funny, Joe knows he's being funny.
Right, there's a faintest mark on here. All solid, all good. So I'll just get rid of that little mark. Hang on. What's that? What's up? $23-piece goblet set.
Yeah. Oh, it's still auto-focusing.
Mike Walk segmented goblets. You alright? Right. So we're just supporting this a little bit. What's happening is I've got a line from the steady, which I don't want, because it might show through the paint. Try that. That's got it. Alright. So we just went in with 180 there. If I can fold it and get it back in my little wooden block here. I'm so excited. This is still in one piece. I'm so excited. Right. That's why I'm not a singer. I can't sing. And don't say it, you shouldn't be a wood turner, you can't wood turn. I know.
Cherry, isn't it?
Yeah, this is a bit of cherry. Right, you won't know it as a bit of cherry in a minute. So, here we have a vase. Now, from a design point of view, looking at this now, I can't do it because we've got a glue joint, but I think it would look better with this tucked under further. Or can we? No, we won't go there. I think it'd look better tucked under further and a smaller base from a design point of view. I'm just going to find a tack cloth. To get rid of the dust. Now normally, as I've said before, if you're doing this sort of stuff, you would clean down at this point in time. Best idea is vacuum your workshop down or have a second room. As I keep telling Mrs. Oliver, I need a second room just to do painting in. It's not going down too well. She said, I've got other things I want doing first. Some people. We've been painting the outside of the house, we've done this, we've done that. I've even taken to a bit of gardening. And now I can't have a paint shop. Quite nice, wouldn't it? Paint shop. So what I'm going to do is seal the wood, if I can find it, with just a little bit of. Ugh. Don't know what that is. I've got something stuck paper towel?
Did you leave it in the garage?
It might be on the workbench. I've got something stuck on the bottom of me can of...
No, you've got shaving stuck to that.
That's it. Right. Sanding sealer. So, let's get rid of some of this dust off of here. Ah, paper towel. Good stuff. Put some paper towel. Now I'm just going to give it a light coat of sanding sealer. This is acrylic sanding sealer, the chestnut aerosol type. Quite easy to use. Done the inside as well. We'll give that a coat of wax. Make sure that's coated. Speed up the drying process. There we go, and that's coat sanding sealer. So, we'll just knock that extractor on there, because that's getting on my nerves. Could be like that song, couldn't it? I know a song that'll get on your nerves, get on your nerves, get on your nerves. Right, so we're going to shake up these aerosols. And in true Oliver fashion, I'm going to protect my lathe with a bit of paper towel. I could protect the cameras with a bit of paper towel, look. I take you. Huh? Why can't I? Because we got Mrs. Oliver has just come in. She always knows best to interfere. Why aren't you using the wood dyes? Can't use the wood dyes because I've got a resin line down the bottom here, so I've got to hide it. So we're going to hide it. Well, you'll see the grain on the inside, not on the outside. So what we're going to do now is just turn the lathe on really, really slowly. Start with a green.
And at this point, if you have an extractor fan, please turn it on.
Right. So, these cans are not topped, you know, with a plastic cap. What happens? They won't spray because they have a little security washer. Where's the camera? A little security washer underneath. You take out the security washer, then you put the spray cap on, and then you can spray with them. So, give it a good shake. Shake, shake, shake. Shake, shake, shake.
I'm in a white t-shirt.
Joe's in a white t-shirt. So, and now we're just going to go in green at the base. For the effect, we go on quite thick. Now, the problem with going quite thick is obviously we've got to dry it, and I'm going to come part way up the stem, but not all the way. Just a dash of overspill up the stem. You can still see the grain through the paint, which is a nice thing, isn't it? Eh? Nice thing. Now what we're going to do is go with a bit of yellow.
It's the what spray is it? Gold.
This is Montana Gold and Crackle effect. Gold are the solid colours that you use as a base.
Taking the thing out.
Yeah, of course I. And now I'm just letting the yellow overlap the green and getting heavier to the neck. Let that blend a bit. And I want the green going up a little bit more. Somewhere there, I think I can have the yellow just come off of this shoulder just a tad more.
Please remember that if you use these, it can affect the brain or nervous system, causing dizziness, headaches, nausea, causes eyes, skin and nose and throat irritation. Please wear a mask. Please do it in a heavily ventilated area.
Oh, turn the extractor on. The wall one. That'll do
We've
it.
got carbon filters for the 3M mask.
And then turn that with the white one on. The cream remote. The overhead thing. Right, we've put some extraction on. Now, what I should have been doing is wearing a spray mask. And I didn't. So, that's not the best way to do things. So now we're supposed to let this dry for 45 minutes. So does anybody know any stories? It says to have it thick. So I'm putting it on thick to get the best effect. There's a bit of blue there. We could wonder if we can wham a bit of. That hasn't got the washer removed. Oh, that's the crackle effect. We don't want that at the moment.
There's the blue.
There's the blue crackle. I've got a different crackle. I've got a blue crackle.
Well, there's the non-crackle.
No, I've got the crackle. I'm just checking this colour as I go to make sure. I might add a little bit more green into here. Just up the vase.
Once upon a time there was this vase.
That's got the effect I want. Right, so now the magic hairdryer. Like the magic roundabout, really. Anybody remember the magic roundabout? No rude jokes. Mike Wolf. So we're supposed to let this dry for 45 minutes. And you mustn't let it dry for more than 24 hours.
What?
Before you put the crackle effect paint on.
Okay. Finish your sentence. You mustn't let it dry for more than 24 hours. The rest of your life you will be forever.
So I'm working on that 30 seconds of air drying is the equivalent of 5 minutes of actual dry time. That's my calculation.
It's a rubbish calculation.
And if that don't work, well, I don't know.
1 week later.
I like using the air dryer. It takes me back to when I was a kid. I had hair then. This demo was part 3, was designed for Mike Walt. He likes watching paint dry.
Oh look, now you've got a green track. Oh, is that little pot green as well?
Right, that looks fairly dry. Now, spot the deliberate mistake. I just touched it with the back of my fingers, which had dust on. So I've got a couple of dust marks that I've got to try and get rid of. Well, we hope so, but don't know.
And now you've got a green cloth.
That's got it. I don't know what's going to happen here. Because believe it or not, I read the book, but I've never used this before. So, we now got a crackle effect. And I think we're going to go with a blue. So,
Would the teal not look better?
I don't know. See, there's a debate, isn't it? I think the blue's good. Ask the audience.
Well, in that case, you need to put the cameras, the caps into like.
So, we got two crackle effects. We've got teal or blue. I was going to go with the blue. People that interfere, Mrs. Oliver, said, what about the teal? And Joe said, what about the teal? So, blue or teal? Blue or teal? Blue or teal? My vase, I'm going blue. So, I've got the blue crackle effect here. Turn the lathe on, turn it up, and now we just go on with a blue crackle. And we get this blue sort of effect over the green and yellow that blends it together, and it should look like a crackle. There we go. So we've got a decorated vase, a bit more speed. We like a bit of speed when we're spraying, don't we? There we go. Now we have a blue, green, yellow crackle effect vase and a painted camera, and then it reacts. But I don't know how long it takes to react. It's reacting already, so it's crackling. So I don't know how clear you can see that on your cameras. On your monitors rather, I've got the camera. So, there.
Alright. You want to get close up?
Joe's going to zoom in for a close-up. I know you've been waiting a long while to see this. 3 weeks.
I mean, I'm trying to see what we're supposed to be looking at. Is there a better angle?
As the speckly, it sort of looks like it's cracking and crackles up. So
It just looks like you've just sprayed speckle effectively.
yeah, but it reacts. So we're going to let it react a bit. So what we'll do while that's reacting is we will carefully take this out of the chuck. Trying to do it without getting loads of rubbish on the piece. So then if we come to the front view camera,
Because the camera's not active.
why is the camera not active? Oh, hold on, we'll go back to overhead. The camera's not active. Let's go back to overhead for a minute. So
I'll just lift that one up. I've got the overhead on, just need to angle the camera. Yeah, that's
So we've come back out and we'll get it into view. Joe's zoomed in, zoomed out.
Someone's getting that camera.
You'll get there in a minute. There be our vase.
There you go.
There be our
Oh,
vase.
look,
And
I'm taking after you. I've got a picture of your feet.
you can see the grain inside. grain inside, and you can see the effect of the crackly paint that will crackle some more as it dries out, blending the blues and greens in to give us a colour effect vase. So now we want to just deal with the base here, and what I would do is let this dry and probably give it a coat of lacquer afterwards, but for the purpose of this demonstration, actually what I'll do is polish the neck first. Let's just put that in there. Actually, I've sanded sealer it. I won't do that. I'll just use. I'll use a lacquer finish on the inside as well. So let's bring the camera back down to overhead. Boop, 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 boop. Now we're going to try and utilise the. I can see what's going at me. I'm going to knock the vase on the floor. It's going to break, and that'll be the end of it. The cone that we took out earlier. So I'll bring the cone in. I need to bring the tailstock back up, and already I've touched the inside of this with dirty fingers. I need to move that bounce over there. I just want to balance that on there for a minute. Just put your finger on there. Right. I need to bring the tailstock back into play. Oop.
Oops.
Oops. Oopsie. I had to move it over and put it near Joe. So straight away he went, oops. Live centre in. Now some clean paper towel. Let's go, no expense spared. Actually, we'll use some anti-slip mat.
What embellishing wax do you use on your bonds?
So, I've got some anti-slip mat here.
He's
I'm
not
putting
listening to
over
that
the
one,
cone.
I know it's like
Anti-slip mat on there, over there. Bring this up onto here. Wind it into the anti-slip mat, turn the speed down, turn it on, see if we're running fairly true, which we are. So I'm going to bring this around and then just take the bottom off, leaving a peg which we'll cut off and sand off. So I've just got a quarter bowl gauge, get my safety specs back on. Now if we come to the side on camera, is that, what's happening with our cameras? That way, right. So we turn the lathe on, just turn the speed up a little bit to about 500, something like that. We're not going to go mad here. And now we're just going to slowly turn away this base. And just resting the side, back of the bevel here, back of the bevel there against the wood, and then coming in. Just gentle cuts.
Oh, thank you very much, Pat.
Thanks very much, Pat. Very kind of you. too big a cut there, and you heard it go ooh. So I was a bit heavy-handed. These are very light because we're just on a friction mat, really. Now what I'm going to do is do a sort of hollow base. So I'm just removing the bulk of the material at the moment.
Good point, Carol. Please, Carol, Pat. Please like and subscribe. It is very much appreciated. It helps us sort of promote the channel. Helps us promote wood turning.
So now what I'm doing is I'm coming into the middle, but I'm working back because I want to create a concave base. I want to get rid of some of this waste, so I'm just going to chop down on it now, just gently. Pick the cut up, twist my body in towards the lathe.
Thank you very much, Mike.
Thank you, Mike. Very kind of you. Just clearing this down. It goes into the house.
Yeah! Best news ever!
You're not going to believe this. Karen has just walked through the door and said, "Openreach, can they bring the fibre wire across?" How's that? Hey, we could go real fibre for next week. Unbelievable. We're going to have a party later, a fibre party. Right, so I've got all excited there. So I'm just coming across now, removing this waste. It just takes a little while because we're on a friction grip. There's no point in going mad. I'm just going to cut down a little bit more there. And then I'll start coming in to undercut this. Or concave this, I should say. I'm just picking up the cut and slowly twisting my body away from the lathe.
Also, thanks, Brian.
Thank you, Brian. Very kind of you.
I disappeared off to go see what Oaktree is talking about.
Alright, what did they say?
He was
Oh, he's gone.
he's back on the road. I'm broken.
It's all a step at a time with this. Just lightly cut away. Now what I would normally do is when I'm doing this, I'd cut it down to a little peg, part it off and grab the vase, but of course the vase is wet. So yes, a little bit at a time, no need to go mad. We was only talking about open reach yesterday, saying, haven't heard anything, wonder how long this is going to be. And there they are, working Saturdays. Bless their little cotton socks. Ah.
I've got a cherry picker.
Just tighten that up just a tad, don't we go too mad. And obviously if it was thinner again, you definitely don't go too mad. And you definitely don't go mad with a vase that's taking you 3 weeks. That noise there is me just pushing a bit too hard. That's better. Just want a nice smooth noise as you come in. I just want to tidy the paint off of there. That was a bit too deep a cut, to be honest. So now I've got to there, I can start just chopping this cone down smaller. Just reducing the side of the cone and then I can come back in. Finish that curve onto the middle. There. So, you can see the way that I would trim the cone down. Now, I'm not going to take it right off because obviously I've got to hold on to something where the paint's still wet. But I'll bring that back into play in a bit. We'll hollow the base out, and then once this is dry, give it a lacquer effect. But, oh, I'm on the wrong camera. Has that camera not come back? No. Hold on, let's just move the camera.
I didn't try and sort it.
There we go. Let's come back here. Okay, so there we have, at long last, a vase. Hollow bottom. I won't touch it because it's wet. Hollowed down, drilled through. It should have taken maybe turning first week, finish second week, but with the base coming off. But the reason I've sprayed it with a solid colour is because you can now not see the joint at the bottom. So if a piece goes wrong and you have to glue it up, you can get round it with colours. You can hide up a multitude of things, and that's one of the reasons I first started colouring, watching a demo of someone that used to do a lot of wet turning, and he wouldn't throw anything away, so he used to colour and texture and carve all of his other pieces. So there's a vase. I hope it was worth waiting for. I hope you've learnt something. I've learnt something. We'll go back to normal turning, I think, next week.
Round and brown.
Round and brown. I'll stick that. I'm just balancing that on the lathe at the moment, so it's on the beds. So there we are. We've got a vase. So that's with the Montana crackle effect paints, and there's glitter paints. They're not on the site at the moment. They are now in stock, so they will be going on to the site in the next couple of days. We're slowly building the art department up.
We've got carbon filters to fit with.
We've now got some carbon filters in to fit the ellipse mask for spraying, so you can just change the filters. They're going on the site because when spraying you want a different filter to wood turning dust, so we're gearing up completely. I hope you've enjoyed your morning. I've certainly enjoyed your company. It's been good fun. I understand there's been a bit of Mickey taken at my expense. I don't know why. I'm deeply hurt. I've got feelings too, you know. Right, so if you've got any questions, fire away. If you've got no questions, that's better for me. Thank you to the guys that have donated to the channel. It's really appreciated. And well, thank you. Can't say any more than that.
Have you done the mugs?
Great.
Have you done the mugs?
Yeah, we've done the mugs. Karen brought the mugs in just to wind up Michael Stratton. I said, don't do that, it will wind Michael up. But she said, hey ho. So, I hope you've enjoyed your morning. Thank you for stopping by. Cheers, Derek. I'll flick back on the chat.
Oh, thanks, Martin.
Thank you very much, Martin. We got there in the end. Yeah, to the first fibre. It's going to be a big build, but hey-ho. Now we can start moving forward. They've still got to connect it up. They're just pulling the cable today. But another one has to come back and connect all the kit. But it will be nice to be in the 21st century. Thank you, Simon. Thank you, Fred. Thank you, Hodgepodge. BB, thank you. Thanks, James. Thank you very much, Fred Taylor. It's very kind of you. Thank you, mate.
Thanks, Fred.
Thank you. Right, Mike Walt, you're going back on holiday now. Good. Hope there's no sheep up there.
Yes, Simon, Mike, and mugs.
Simon
and
Keith,
stickers.
mugs and stickers will be coming out with orders. I'll make sure of it. Kevin, thank you. Till next week. Thank you, Jennifer. Glad you found it entertaining. Mike Walt's on holiday at the moment, everybody. Eating too much ice cream, I understand, but hey-ho. Cheers, Trevor. Thank you. Cheers, Terry. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks, Bob. Yeah, I hope it goes well as well, Del. Yes, Derek. Cheers, Robert. Thank you, Andrew. Thank you very much. Molly Richard, thank you. The sheep had gone into hiding. They knew you was about, Mike. Cheers, Neil. Thanks for stopping by. Brian, thank you. Ah, what was that? What size did it end up? The vase. Okay, hold on. It is 12. It's about, I haven't got my long rule here, it's about 14 inches high. At the base it's about 7 inches in diameter, and the funnel is around about 5.5 inches in diameter. So, not too far off. Thanks, Hans. Do you get a mug free if you order a mug? That's a good question, Paul. Yeah, but the only trouble is mugs are not for sale. Thanks, Dutch Turner. Thanks for popping by. Cheers, John. Thank you. Thanks, Brian. Thank you. Thanks, Colin. Glad you've enjoyed it in my little play shop. Thank you, Michael. Glad you enjoyed it. Thank you very much, Mick. Very kind of you.
Thanks, Mick.
Thank you. You've learnt a lot, but you weren't supposed to learn that much. They were all mistakes. The things that can go wrong. Cheers, Mike. Enjoy your holiday. No doubt I'll talk to you soon. If you're into meeting woodturners on Facebook, look up Meet the Woodturner. There's an interview with Nick Agar this Sunday. So look up Meet the Woodturner. It's run by Pat Carroll, and he's got a couple of helpers. And so they're really good interviews to watch. So pop onto Facebook. Look up for a post, Meet the Woodturner, and the details of how you connect and sign in and all that there. You use Zoom, well worth watching. When I make Joe redundant, Joe is redundant, he's back at school, he's literally, I didn't expect we'd see him again, but he got up this morning and decided to pop over. He enjoys getting covered in paint and seeing all the mistakes his old man can make.
I mean, also the video completely froze and you wouldn't have had a clue.
And the video froze, I would have just turned it off, turned it back on, but yeah. Right, people. Thank you very much again for your donations. Thanks very much for stopping by. Thanks for your support. Don't forget to like, subscribe, because the likes, subscribes really helps the channel. Pat Carroll's just put up a Meet the Woodturner Gmail to subscribe. So if you read the chat, Pat Carroll...
it won't be in the chat because it's an email address. Hang on, I'll put it up.
Alright, Joe has got to put the email address up. There's something blocking it. The email address is meetthewoodturner@gmail.com. You email that to subscribe, and Pat will send you out details. It's free to watch, and they ask for a little donation to help fund the channel. And Nick Agar, if you don't know Nick, he is an extremely talented turner, a great worldwide, world-renowned artist of wood, and definitely one to watch. Cheers, Pat. Right, everybody, that will stay in the chat, so anybody looking later, if anybody wants to know and can't see it, text or email me and I'll pass it on because I've got it here. Thanks very much for watching. Hope you've enjoyed yourselves. Like and subscribe, all that sort of stuff. Thanks for your support. Thanks for the donations. That's over and out from me for another week. See you next Saturday at 10. Goodbye.